Well, the health ministry in Brazil is reporting that a record 400,000 people have died of the virus in the country. Younger people are making up a greater share of the victims as more of the elderly get vaccinated. Many local governments are easing lockdown restrictions, even though experts are warning the country is repeating its mistakes from last year. And other countries in the region are facing a surging rise in infections.
At this moment, most of the countries in South America, Southern Cone, Andes, Guyanese Shield, are reporting increasing trends. And in many of these countries, ICUs are overwhelmed with severe patients.
Well, journalist Stefano Pozzebon joins me now from Bogota, Colombia. Good to have you with us. So more than 400,000 people killed in Brazil as a result of COVID-19. That's the second highest after the United States, and a disastrous outcome for a country led by a man who was referring to the coronavirus as the little flu, the little cold. There are now calls for his impeachment.
Yeah. Yes, exactly, Lynda. There is no way to diminish the impact that COVID-19 has had on Brazil, Latin America's largest country. Just to look at a number, one person every 526 Brazilians died because of this virus, and the leadership of Brazil now stands accused of not doing enough to try prevent this tragedy to take place. And in fact, Dr. Tedros, in the same press conference that you referred to in your question, was asked what he thinks and what the WHO thinks about further investigation into Bolsonaro's handling of the pandemic. Take a listen to what he said.
I think for institutions, any government doing assessments is a routine thing, the basics. So it helps us to learn from what happened, to understand the success areas and to understand the challenging areas, and then to improve in the future. So this is the basics, but it's up to the country also to use its own regulations or laws to do assessments.
And Lynda, trying to open up a little bit of the picture, we're not talking just about Brazil. Brazil is right now one of the most affected countries, and the death toll in Brazil, it's dramatic. But as you said, many other countries in the region are facing similar circumstances. It's a new wave of the pandemic that is wreaking havoc from the Patagonian highlands to the Caribbean coast. Yesterday, both Argentina, down at the deep south of the region, and Colombia, here where I am, in the north, reported new record cases. And as you said, local officials and national officials are urging the population to try to adhere as strictly as possible to the social distancing measure to try to curb the spread of the virus. But after more than a year into the pandemic, South America is yet again at a very critical moment with the highest death toll to date. Lynda.
Yeah, 1 in 4 people right now killed last week from COVID in that region of the world. But it's not just the pandemic that is causing heartache. The economy, of course, is on life support.
Yes, precisely, Lynda. It's a double-edged sword that we have referred to in the past, and it's important to pay attention to what is happening not just in South America, but around the world. While the United States and the European Union are talking about recovery and resilience and investing a lot of money into rebuilding and reopening the economy, No country in South America has that type of fiscal capacity, that type of capital to invest. And just to give you a little bit of figures from here where I am in Colombia, just because they are the freshest, the poverty rate in Colombia increased 7 percentage points before the pandemic and now during the lockdowns, due to the lockdowns that were imposed, of course, to try to curb the spread of the virus. And officials, administrators, and any government in this region know that every day that people don't go out to work is a day that somebody will go to bed hungry, and these will have massive consequences for the region. It's a very powerful double-edged sword that is hitting South America with dramatic effect, with the health emergency on one side and the economic in tatters. Lynda.
Indeed, it is. Stefano Pozzebon in Colombia, thank you.